Hey, my name is Michael Costa from ADSR Sounds, and in this particular video, we're going to be taking a look at a brand new preset pack on ADSR Sounds for Xfer Records Cthulhu. Now, if you're not sure what Cthulhu is, it is essentially a chord and arpeggiation generator plugin, and it comes in both VST and audio unit formats for Windows and Mac. It's a really cool utility plugin that will really help you get your music writing underway. It helps you come up with really cool chord progressions along with arpeggiations, and we've put together some really great presets that we feel will help get you going in the right direction. So let's jump right into it and take a look at the pack on how to install the presets and then how to load them up and then get some songwriting done. Let's take a look now. Okay, so here we are inside Ableton Live 9. And we have loaded the Cthulhu plugin in the VST format. Now, before we even get started, I will say this. With Cthulhu, it's probably best for you to use the VST version, if at all possible. If you are in Logic Pro 10, by default, audio units cannot send that MIDI information from the plugin into another plugin. VST can do that by default, which is really cool. But audio unit plugins cannot. Therefore, within Logic Pro 10, there are some additional steps that you'll need to set up within the environment window and be able to get that stuff to work. You can find all the information on that, on how to set it up within Logic Pro 10 on Xfer Records site. So, moving forward, here we have Cthulhu opened up, and by default, when you first load it up, it has its own sound engine. There's a basic synth in here, so when you immediately hit one key, it's playing a sound right away. And it works really great, as I said before, in helping you to generate different chord progressions all from one single key. That's the magic with Cthulhu. Now, by default, when you look at the presets in Cthulhu, and this is the reasoning why we decided to create some custom presets for this plugin, if you're not really well versed in music theory, and you don't really know a whole lot about keys and scales and things like that, if you come into the preset section here, you may be a little lost when you first look at these preset names. Bach Chorales 0 through 99, and you really won't know exactly what these are or how they may pertain to your particular track. You may be used to seeing something like C major or A sharp or something like that. So when you come into here, this may not make a whole lot of sense to you. So we tried to simplify this process by creating a bunch of presets that are very much genre-based for deep house and EDM, but they can be used in a wide spectrum of electronic dance music. And we tried to group them in a way so that when you load one of those specific presets, all of the chords that are in that particular preset will all work together. So let's get started with where to place those presets so that they actually show up here within Cthulhu. Okay, so here we are on the desktop, and here is the pack. So those are the three folders that you'll get when you purchase the pack and you download it. Now, here is the Xfer Records preset section on your computer. So for a Mac, I'll be able to show you this really quick. So let me close this out and show you how I got there. So you'll go to your main drive, and you'll want to go to your library, under Audio, Presets, and then you'll see your Xfer Records folder there. Go inside there, and there is your Cthulhu Presets folder. So we'll want to go inside there, and you have the folders for the arps and for the chords. So we'll open those up, and you can see those there. So what we'll do right now is we will select the two chord presets here. We'll copy those. And we'll go inside here and we'll just simply paste them in there. And the same thing with the arps. We'll take the ARP presets folder here and we'll just kind of paste it over here and drop it inside that ARPs folder right there. All right, so that's all set, and now we should be able to see these presets within Cthulhu. Okay, so here we are back in Ableton Live. And you may need to refresh the plugin, so you may have to delete it and then reload it onto that track so that the presets show up. When you click here, there is where the presets will show up. And as you can see, they're grouped under the EDM chords, and then you have your house chords. So if we look at the presets here, let's go to our house chords, and we load up this first house chord called CP01, and it tells you which key it's in. So let's load this one here under A minor. You'll see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups here. And all of these 4 groups will actually work together in the same key. And so you can go and you can choose other presets here. And it's the same thing where they're all grouped together to work together in one key range. And so we can go to the EDM chords section, and we can do the same thing. And let's open up one of those in A minor. Again, it gets really interesting when you then go and actually assign it to another synth. So on this track here, we will turn it on, and we actually have Serum pulled up. So let me just, so you can show you there. So we have Serum pulled up there with a keys preset. And you'll have to actually go and assign Cthulhu to actually trigger Serum. So we'll look at the presets here, and we want to choose not the presets, but the inputs. Sorry about that. And under the inputs, you'll choose Cthulhu. And right here under post effects, Cthulhu as well. And make sure that you have the input button selected here, which turns this blue. And so if we turn it on, and now we have, and again, we can turn off the internal sound engine of Cthulhu. And now we are triggering Serum directly from Cthulhu. So you can come up with some really, really cool chord progressions this way. Again, let's go back to our house chords here, and let's go to something in C minor. So again, really, really easy to come up with some chord progressions by going through all the different presets. Now, as I stated earlier, you actually have an arpeggiator built in. So if you trigger the arpeggiator now, you can then okay, and if you want to actually go and open some of the arpeggiator presets that we have in here, here we go here, and let's say we choose the first one, and there's a lot of really cool things that you can do within Cthulhu to really customize this and give it your own feel. You can also randomize things here. You can even adjust the swing here. Okay, so with our preset loaded up, I wanted to kind of take the time to give you a quick demonstration of how this would work with coming up with a cool chord progression within your track. So we have the preset loaded, and we are on the track that has Cthulhu loaded up, and we have it armed for recording. And so we'll set up a loop point here, and I'm just going to hit record, and I'm going to play a couple of keys that will trigger different chords and come up with a chord progression to this beat. So let's see how this all turns out. All right, so there we go. We'll play it back. Okay, and then what we're going to do now so that we actually have the MIDI information is we'll select the actual track that Serum is on. We'll arm it for recording. And as you can see, it's set to receive MIDI from Cthulhu. So all we have to do now is just hit record. And there you go. So you can see right below here, we have now full-on MIDI chords here. So we can come in and take a look. We can expand this. And here are all the chords. And this allows us now to easily come in and manipulate some of the notes if we need to. We can add notes, remove notes, and really come up with some, different progressions and stuff. But it's really easy to use this. And as you can see, just by loading up the simple preset, and playing just a couple of keys, and we have a nice, cool chord progression that we can use. All right, so I've loaded up a new preset into Serum. So here it is. You can hear it there, and we're triggering it again from Cthulhu. So we're going to just hit record, and let's see what we come up with. And so what we'll do now is the exact same thing that we did on the other track, and we're going to arm the actual Serum track, and we'll hit record. Okay, so now that we have that there, we can unarm that. Okay, so there you go. Really simple, easy to do just by loading up some of the presets. We're able to lay down some simple chord progressions. We can then go back, and now that we have it all as MIDI data, we can move notes around. Like I said, we can delete them, change them, transpose the chords if we like. A lot of really cool things that you can do. So again, I hope you can really take advantage of these presets that are in this pack and come up with something very useful for your productions. So my name is Mike Acosta. I hope this helped you out, and we hope you enjoy this new preset pack on ADSR called Melodic Chords and Arps Cthulhu Presets, available now on ADSRsounds.com.